Let's get back to the premise of this, because you've all seen these videos. They are everywhere, okay, and they should be. I just want you to, this is a 48-second clip, probably the most widely circulated. I just want you to go through it so that we can break it down step by step of what has actually happened here. Let's listen to this particular sequence.
मेरा पति साइड में था, एक इंसान आया, उसने उसको गोली मार दी
यहाँ पे।
उसने बोला कि ये शायद मुस्लिम नहीं है, उसने उसको गोली मार दी।
नहीं, आप टेंशन मत लो, अब बेटा आप यहाँ पे रहो, हम साथ में। मैडम, ये जो वहीद साहब है प्रेसिडेंट, आप टेंशन मत लो,
मेरे पति का बच्चा लो,
हम बचा देगा, कोई बात नहीं। भाई तो करेंगे फोन,
प्लीज भगवान के लिए बच्चा लो।
जब सिमन युवा डिजाइन किया है, ठीक है, हम बचा देंगे ना, आप टेंशन मत लो। मैं आ रहा हूँ, मैं कहाँ पे आपका ये हस्बैंड, क्या हुआ इसको, क्या हुआ?
Please ask for help. We don't need.
Okay, don't worry. You okay? You need a water, sir?
Sir, we'll manage. Just ask for help.
Okay, you firstly you give the hands water,
Yes.
drop of water. Take a drop of water, sir, please.
Okay, let's go through this, because now, ladies and gentlemen, this is primary evidence of what happened. So what we can obviously tell from this video is that two locals have arrived immediately, minutes in the aftermath, after having heard the shots. What they've come up with is two women. One younger woman seems to be wearing chudas. I don't know if she's recently married or not, looks like it. And you can see both these women are in state of shock. There's a young boy there, probably a teenager. There's another lady here in red. There's another man there wearing a salwar suit who's talking on the phone, and the lady is crying, please save my husband, please save my husband. So the man goes with her, okay, while there's a body lying which has been disrobed, it's been stripped to the underwear, is lying on the side. So the man goes with her to this eating area where on a blue chair there is a person sitting, and this lady is standing there. Her hands are covered in blood. The man is trying to offer this person water. That person has been shot in the head, is no longer in a position to consume that water. But obviously his wife or relative, whoever is standing, not being able to process it. They're trying to offer water to a person who's just been shot in the head. Other lady said we were sitting and having bhel puri. She then comes and goes back to where her husband's body just lying prone. Just process this for a second. Man is just being shot. Sumit Peer is back on the broadcast with us. Former IG of the BSF, Mr. Bhargav, is on the broadcast with us. Sumit, let me come to you before I come to Mr. Bhargav. So let's take this step by step of what we can see. What have we understood from this first sequence that has been shot? This is a 48-second clip. What have we understood from it?
Rishabh, what is very clear is that people are already dead. What is very clear is they were chosen and eliminated. What we know, 4 AKs were live for 10 minutes. They could have fired a few thousand bullets in that time. What we understood, no local, fortunately or unfortunately, got killed. What we understood,
there is one, we are being told, a fellow called Sayyad, we are being told, has also died.
Yeah, he's one local who tried to possibly, but nobody else. And incidentally, when this all was happening, there was no chai wala, no gode wala, and there was nobody there. Only these people were there. And look at one visual where the dead body, unfortunately, the person has lost his life, his pants are not there. I think there are tweets, there are things on the social media where they were saying that they were checking the iCards, and they were even checking that what we call in Hindi khatna.
Yeah, whether he is circumcised or not. Yes.
Yeah, correct. He's a Hindu or a Muslim. They were checking that, and based on that, because you could be lying, you could be saying I'm Salim, or you might not be Salim, or you might have some say I am not carrying identity. How to identify you? So they were checking. If it is done, then it's a Muslim. If it is not, then it's a Hindu. Then they made sure they shot the person, because unless and until that was done, how could have dead bodies be in briefs? Why were the trousers?
Yeah, why were
removed?
this? Yeah, why
do
not? Yeah,
people
so
remove
you
trouser of a
yeah, so
person who are
you
killed?
disrobe people in these circumstances to humiliate them, to torture them. It's a power play, but in this case, the most likely assumption would be that this is an attempt at religious identification through the process of checking for circumcision. That wouldn't be a leap of the imagination to think that happened. We don't know for sure whether that happened, but why else would there be a man lying there? There you have it, who's been stripped of his clothes. This is not an indiscriminate. This is the definition of a discriminate terror attack. So when we say indiscriminate terror attack, this is a new thing. This is a discriminate terror attack. Sumit, finish your thought, then I want to get Ms. Bhargav in.
Shivji, this has typical stamp of a Hamas-style terror attack, wherein you find the people, you isolate the people, you target only Hindus, make sure their identity, and if you look at the TRF as per their press release, they said we have identified, we didn't touch the locals, we let women and children go, and we disposed of Hindu settlers. So we made sure they're Hindus and we disposed them of, or we sent them off, whatever. So this was a very targeted attack on Hindus. It's a kind of ethnical cleansing of Hindus. It is our 7th October 2023. 22nd April was our 7th October 2023.
Sumit, I think all of us in this video in loop since last night. I just can't comprehend this young lady in a state of shock.
She doesn't know.
She can't process. She's carrying her bag. She's walking around. She's walking back to her husband who's lying there dead. And this is several minutes into. By this time, the terrorists are already gone. I don't know what the response is. How long it eventually takes for the security forces to arrive to actually do something. But you can see this is a complete. Okay, here's the second video. There are about 5 in total which are worth processing. Okay, this is when the bullets are fired. Let's listen to this full frame and then let's keep it full, and so I can talk you through. Listen to this.
चलना यार ओ ये था कोई दिसता जहांगीर तो यार बिहारियां पीछे जुलदे यार तू मौत ही कश्मीर दी गेंद है उमर ओ ता जुलदे यार.
So this is being shot by a couple of locals from the tree line of this meadow, and you can see, you can hear the screams, you can hear the women and children screaming. Then you hear the 2 punctuated gunshots. Okay, so what this video tells us is that unlike what happened and what we recalled is in Leopold Cafe and CST station, where the Kasab and cronies came, okay, with their AKs, and they just started firing, okay, and they're firing at anything that moves, trying to just kill as many people as possible. Here you can see, while this recording is taking place, that he was only punctuated by 1 gunshot, 2 gunshots. People who are trained in weaponry will tell you it's known as the double tap or the triple tap, okay. So you would want to do gunshot to the head and 2 to the chest, okay. So double tap, 2 gunshots to the head. So you can see 2 gunshots. So you can't see indiscriminate firing, which would be rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat, killing as many people as possible and they're running. You're seeing 2 gunshots, people screaming and running, and then of course they're going around and one by one killing more people, and they killed 26 in total. Let me get Mr. Bhargav in. Mr. Bhargav, I'm sure you've seen these tapes as well. Okay, there are more of them. I'm going to come to the next one after this. How are you assessing what was happening during this attack?
What I feel, the whole operation was very deliberately carried out, planned well in advance by choosing the place, by choosing the time for carrying out this operation. And then, of course, one thing which I had also noticed, that at that place there was no local people. Otherwise, in such places, some local people are always there selling something or offering something. But here, except that one pony wala or the pony rider, I didn't see, at least in the visuals, other people roaming around in that area. So either they had some pre-information about this incoming incident, or they were because of something. Either it was because of the planning by the terrorists. They said, "Okay, this should be the time." Now I come back to this selection of time and place. Now this place is such a place where the security forces took more than 1.5 hours to reach the point, and there were all civilians. So there was no chase at all, and these terrorists, they could make their escape very easily. In the
Yeah, but again, just sir, I want to address this point because since you brought it up, most of us have the common perception that every inch of Kashmir has somebody in uniform standing. Okay, that's not the truth, but we all have the perception that the security is so tight. So many people are finding it difficult to digest that it took about an hour plus to reach this particular spot. Therefore, 90-minute head start for these guys to easily run away. For 10-15 minutes, they were easily roaming around and shooting people. Many people are finding that difficult to digest. Now, what are the logistics that move personnel to rapidly react?
There was, what I feel, there was complacency all around. Nobody expected, nobody thought of such incident could take place in this area. Government, security forces, or police, or even maybe int agencies. As far as, because I have been served in int agencies, there must have been some inputs, but its analysis was not there. Otherwise, knowing that the people now coming in large number as tourists in such areas which are covered, which is dominated by high hills, by jungles, this should have been well guarded, well protected. Otherwise, the entire route should have been well guarded and well protected.
Yeah, so
but
it is.
As far as the information available is that perhaps there was some sort of, I say it was complacency or something. Okay, nothing is going to happen. Everything is hunky dory. Everything is fine.
No, of course, the ideal scenario is that nothing is going to happen. I wish we could all be complacent in our lives that we are all going to be okay. But the truth of reality always is unpleasant. So yes, we are going to have to digest the fact that of course we didn't know that this is going to happen. So yes, you can argue that the security forces have to get it right 100% of the time. The terrorists have to get it right just once, okay, or get lucky just once. There's another video. There are 5 of them. I've shown you 2. I want to just register this once again so that we can have a sequential conversation. Okay, here's one of the men, and this is going to be very troubling for some to watch. But listen to this.
यहाँ पर अटैक हुआ आतंकवादियों का, हम लोग बाल बचे हैं, मगर परमात्मा रक्षा करेगा। बुजुर्गों का आशीर्वाद, भगवान की कृपा से जरूर बचेंगे हम।
Okay. Pia, did this man survive? Finding that out. Now, this is a video which has been shot by one of the tourists as the attack is taking place. And you heard what he says, that there's a terrorist attack. Yes, so yes, he has survived. Okay, he survived. He survived this, and he says that it's a terrorist attack that has happened, and by God's grace and by the blessings, we have survived. He doesn't probably know at this stage how many people have been killed. Okay, and this is him walking away from this site. Okay, now this is happening on the spot. Here's the 4th video, okay, which we're going to play on your screen. Now this is of a tourist is recording a video. Have a look at this. Okay, as you would be, it's a pretty place. You're recording a video, and suddenly in the background gunshots. Listen to this. ladies and gentlemen, it is surreal. Okay, the human reaction. So here's a middle-aged gentleman wearing a cap, wearing a jacket. He's got his, he's waving at the camera. Okay, some relative or friend of his is recording this video. It's a very pretty place. He's waving, and suddenly again double tap. Okay, shot, not indiscriminate firing. It's an AK-47. Okay, you can set the AK-47 to fire one shot at a time. You can set it to be a semi-automatic. Okay, I don't know whether they had fully automatic weaponry available to them also, but you can make that set. Okay, so if you hear a double tap, that's a person who's been trained in shooting to kill, not just spraying bullets around. Untrained people spray bullets around. Okay, so you're understanding. Now, what is the gut reaction of this individual? Look at this. The gut reaction to the individual is obviously to stop and walk towards where the shooting is taking place, because you're not processing that this is, it sounds like gunshots, but let's face it, most of us think when I'm living in Delhi, you hear it's a truck backfiring or a tire burst, okay, or some patakas. It takes a second to process. This is gunshots, and the reaction is he turns towards the gunshots and walks in that direction. So I wanted to highlight two things. Here the double tap in this video again. Okay, then you start hearing the people screaming immediately after the double tap. Do we have the fifth video? Okay, can we play the fifth one as well? Then I want to go back to my guest before taking a break. Let's play the fifth one.
बैठो 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 आराम से बैठो। फायरिंग कर रहे हैं वो लोग। हाँ, फायरिंग कर रहे हैं। चोट है मेरे बाजू में, बगल में था। क्या ब्लड कहीं लगा चोट के बेटा? अच्छा, ठीक ठीक बैठो, मैं पट्टी करता हूँ आपको। अरे नहीं, हम लोग फौज हैं, हम लोग। बैठो बैठो, हम लोग फौज हैं। बैठो बैठो, मेरे बच्चे को अरे हम लोग फौजी हैं, कुछ नहीं करेंगे। आपकी सेफ्टी के लिए आए हैं, आपकी सेफ्टी के लिए आए हैं। बैठो 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 बैठो, आपकी सेफ्टी के लिए आए हैं। हम इंडियन आर्मी हैं। बैठो, ये इंडियन आर्मी है। आप लोग कहाँ से आए हो? कहाँ से आए आप लोग? आपके बच्चे कुछ नहीं करेंगे। थोड़ा बताइए हुआ।
So this video has clearly been shot by the first complement of the Indian Army that's arrived. What you can clearly see is towards the end of the valley, it looks to be the edge of a river bed or a stream bed or a rivulet bed or a nalla, and you can see a woman with her children. Says they've killed my husband. Okay. There's a man who begins to narrate his story that I was sitting, and he's saying that the man right next to me, and seems to be alluding that the right man next to him was shot, and then he's managed to escape with his life. Okay, so Mr. Bhargav here, okay, here we have it. Now this is primary evidence. Of course, there's eyewitness testimony, but this has been all recorded on camera. There might be other videos, but so far there are 5 of them. 2 of them have been recorded by locals. 2 have been recorded by people who were at the site, the tourists who have incidentally caught while they were recording the shooting start, and 1 of course by the Indian Army complement that arrived shortly after. Now I want you to first explain to me, sir, that the reactions of the people, all right, the bullets start flying, and it's taking obviously people a few moments to even realize what's going on.
When these tourists, they came to Pahalgam, they had never realized what could have happened. And then all of a sudden, seeing gunshot, hearing gunshot, perhaps they may not have even realized that these are the gunshot. A normal person, as you said, people in Delhi, if they hear such sound, they will feel there is some backfire from the truck or from some vehicle. There also, if the people, they are totally of the belief that nothing is going to happen, nothing would happen, no terrorist is coming, so they would not expect the bullets to fly. Number one. Number two, as I said, now these are the double tap fires. So that means it was not a continuous burst fire. Continuous burst fire, of course, still will raise the hackles of the people who are sitting there. What has happened? But if there are shot one or two, perhaps no, they would not realize what is happening for pretty long time, unless they come to the reality that yes, there someone has fallen down because of these bullets. And moreover, there was, I believe, as I was told, there were some about 7, 8,000, maybe 10,000 people there. Now, when so many people are there, then the confusion runs in the area. What is happening? There are so many people. What would happen? Somebody would be having some pataka or some balloon balloon busting or these things. So the situation was, what I perceived, was totally confusion. Nobody would have
and understandably, but I'm just highlighting what we can tell, okay, from these visuals of what has transpired. Let me get Sumit on this. So Sumit, I just want to pick up on another point. So now, what happened now a long time ago, 17 years ago, but we all remember it like yesterday, all right? Leopold Cafe, right? These guys come in and they just start shooting. Their objective is to cause as much or cause as many casualties as rapidly as possible and then move on to the next target. Okay?
Correct.
So they are just, they've got their AKs and they're on, you know, as fully automatic as an AK can go, okay, and firing as many rounds per minute. And if you go to the Leopold Cafe today, you'll see the walls still pockmarked with those rounds. Okay? Same thing Kasab is doing at CST. Here, you can see the difference that these people are going up, and this is how trained people work who are doing murder. Okay, double tap, ta, okay, 2 shots to the head. I've killed you, then I'm moving on to the next person, and they are not shooting them while they're running. They are shooting them. They're taking their time, because all that you've seen from the video, that one man is lying in the grass, okay, he's been shot where he was sitting with his wife having bel puri. So he didn't get up to run and he's been shot in the back. He's been shot in the head. The other man, they've taken out time to strip him. Another man is sitting in, you know, in what looks like a dhaba or a eatery. He's sitting on a chair and he's been shot. Okay. So either they've snuck up and caught these people, because they've not had a chance to run. Others have had a chance to run, because we know others did manage to run away and escape. So it's telling us a lot about the sequence of events taking place. Sumit?
Rishabh ji, what looks like, because look, these people were not there to kill everybody. These people were not even to kill a lot of people. These people had a very clear identity and agenda: identify a Hindu and only kill the men, let the women and children go so that they can talk to Modi. One of the survivors confronted the terrorist, said, "Why you killed my husband? Why don't you kill me and my son?" He said, "Nahi, jaake Modi ko bolo." So they wanted
to send. That's the elderly lady.
Yeah, there's an elderly lady from Karnataka, where when the husband was 47 years, he was killed, and they let the son and the wife go. When the wife confronted the wife of late Shri Manjunath ji, the terrorist told him, "Jaake Modi ko bol do." Now here, the problem with the terrorists is they have to make an identity. If they shoot like this, they could be even tourists who can be Muslim, or they can be tourists from other parts of the India as well, who are not Hindus. Here, the agenda was very clear: identify a Hindu and who has not to be a local, then shoot him, tuck, or 2 bullets in the head, or 1 in the heart and 1 in the head. What you rightly said, it's a very professional kill. That is why they are taking time. That is why they didn't use that AKs and sprayed too many bullets. Kasab had an agenda to kill as many as you can. Here the agenda was very clear. You have to only kill Hindus who are not locals, who come from all part of the India, and make sure you can, maybe even they had this on the agenda, make sure you can kill as many from different states. Today we are seeing there are casualties from almost every state. I mean, you could even achieve your objective by killing 20 Gujaratis. That would have been not have been good. So kill 2 for Punjab, 3 from Karnataka, 4 from Tamil Nadu, 5 from Bihar, 3 from Andhra. That is what the agenda seemed. Okay. That is why they were taking time. And none of the women and children was killed. This was to send a message that हमने तुम पे रहम किया, अगली बार नहीं करेंगे.
No, it's exactly what the man said it was. Okay. you leave a survivor to go
Correct.
and tell the tale.
Go and tell the tale.
Okay, because then these people will of course record the videos and go back to their families and tell the tale. So when you
Right.
massacre, and this is a barbaric strategy, but it's few thousand years old,
Right.
that you always leave a few survivors to tell the tale of what happened. So
Rishabh,
what is obvious now, I just just to conclude, okay, so what is obvious here is that this is total shock and surprise. All right, if indeed there were 4, and we are being told there were 4 of these terrorists, that they have managed to what is a vast open area. This is not a gully or a bagh, okay, where people have gotten trapped. It's a vast fenceless open dale. It's a meadow surrounded by a tree line, okay. To have managed to leisurely kill 26 people without doing indiscriminate firing. So it's one thing you come in and there's a group of people sitting in a restaurant and you just shoot, okay, and you run. But here some of the people are sitting in the meadow, some people are sitting in the restaurant. So they managed to divide up, go to various places, identify people, and on average each of them has killed 5 or 6 people, okay, before they've now casually just jogged away. Some people have managed to escape, 26 could not. They even took the time to strip at least one man. Now that we can see, that man has been disrobed. Whether others were also disrobed or not, we don't know. But they took the time to disrobe a man and then kill him. So this is not like 26/11. It's a whole different beast which has come our way. Quick reaction, Sumit, and I need to take a break. We have other guests joining us.
So, Rishabh ji, one second. Look, I have been very clear. It is our 7th October 2023, where people were identified, profiled, segregated, and eliminated based on their religion and faith. That's point number 1. Point number 2, this Baisaran place is from Pahalgam, you go to Beta Valley, which is a jeepable or where the cars go. From there, you have to truck up to Baisaran. Incidentally, at this place, there were no locals there. There was no pani wala, no chai wala, no bangi wala was there. And if for the people to come out of the security to reach there, it will take you 1.5 hours. So they picked the place, they isolated the people, and they killed them at leisure, at convenience. एक को चक्कर करके मारा, ना पूछ के मारा है. That is where the problem is. It is not at 26/11. It's a 7th October 2023.
Yeah, this is something. Yeah, this is it's But the only difference, of course, being that Hamas was also taking hostages. We have no reports of hostages here, and the Hamas they had so much more time. They felt that they were gang raping the women before they took them hostage as well, and have kept some of them now for the better part of a year and a half. Okay, Sumit, thank you. I'm going to open this up. Other guests, we're not going to take a break. We're going to stay on this.